My name's Daniel. I'm 14 years old. I burnt Chrissy up in the first round, and the rest of you are going to be left eating my dust.
Oh, live. Oh, live.
That's better. I now no longer have to listen to young me.
Young Daniel.
Yes.
As young as the day he was young.
Yes. Well, a lot older than the day I was young. Quite old. I believe that footage was from 32 years ago.
When dinosaurs walked the earth.
Yes, when dinosaurs walked the earth.
Hi, Dan.
Hi. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I am okay. Let's
Yeah?
go with okay. Let's go with okay today. It's been a day of corporateness.
Yeah, I've had one of those at the petrol station that I definitely
Yes.
work at.
They
Yes.
do love being corporate, those petrol stations.
Can't hear. Took my headphones off.
There we go. Good evening, chat, if you're there.
Oh, yeah.
You're probably not yet.
Probably
Because,
not. Stupid me didn't put any prep into advertising this show or anything like that. Plus, we took a week off, so
It's fine.
that's my
We'll
fault
forgive you.
again. My fault.
We will
My
forgive
fault.
you.
My fault.
We'll forgive all of you, ladies and gents.
Shall we jump straight into it?
I think let's jump straight into it. Let's
Lovely.
double fisting first. Let's go for it.
Booting up the soundboard.
Episode
667.
Here we go!
We'll do it live.
BRB UK.
Do it live.
Worse teeth, better accents.
We'll do it live.
Hello, and indeed, ahoy, hoy. Welcome to episode 667 of BRB UK. I was just greeted, I'm not sure if it goes into the final version, a very terrifying bit of Mario saying, "Here we go!" Except it sounded like he was being rectally troubled by a spiky turtle shell, which was not very pleasant for anyone. And now I've just made a very horrible mental image for you all, which I can only apologise for. This is getting worse. I'm going to turn to Coleman now, so I stop speaking. Hello, Coleman.
Hi. It was
How
a
are you
toss-up
doing?
between a Game Grumps clip or the other one was the old one of elongating the Mario saying Mario. So he goes, Superman! And it just keeps on going for ages.
I kind of want to hear that other one now.
Yeah, I couldn't really work out fitting that one in properly, but
All right,
here we go.
Just do it.
Hey,
Just do it. Hit the button. Hit the
Nintendo
button.
themed.
Hit the button.
I
Do
don't
the button.
have
Do-
it. I
do
don't
the thing.
have it,
God damn it,
Dan.
Cole.
I didn't
How dare
rip
you?
it.
How dare you?
I didn't rip
tempt
it.
me. This is the
I'll
one
send it to you
time I've
later.
ever been interested in your goddamn soundboard, and you let me down.
I don't have it on the soundboard. I'll find it for another time, Dan. Just for you.
But no, the moment's passed. The magic is gone. I'm sorry. It just won't
It'll
be the
come
same.
back.
No,
The magic
I-
never dies.
No,
Not
no,
here
no,
on
the magic has
BRB
died.
UK.
Paul Daniels, R.I.P. R.I.P. in peace, Paul Daniels.
Damn.
That is the day the magic died.
Rest in power, King.
How have you
Something like
been?
Busy. And so much so we had to take last week off. I got
Indeed.
stuck at work way too late and couldn't do a show.
It's siphoning the petrol out of a car. He put diesel in a petrol car. He had to suck it all out. That's what he had to do. Siphoning
that's
it
my
away
job.
with a hose pipe. It's the only way.
Definitely
he's
my
gonna learn.
job. Definitely what I do. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Should we do a bit of video game based podcasting?
We probably should, rather than just kind of vamp aimlessly for several minutes. Because there's the advantage of having a week of not being here is that there's actually increased chance of us playing some video games, which was good. But Coleman, you have got. I'm going to go to you first because you've got a
I
shiny
don't know why I
new
write a
toy.
run order down. I don't know why I write a run order down, Dan.
Oh, right, I'll do mine. I didn't actually look at that. I just looked at the table. So we'll
you
do that
never
again.
do.
I know. I never do. I just look at the table. So we'll go with the run order. We're seamless like a bad pair of trousers. So looks like I'm up first.
Yes.
I'm up first. I've been playing a little indie game called Super Woden Rally Edge. Now, this is part of the Super Woden series of racing games. Started with GP, then Super Woden GP2, and now it's Super Woden Rally Edge. So this is put together by it's just by a single chap actually. Publishes on the name of who published it? This
Jeff
is me being
Bridges.
Jeff Bridges, yes.
Video
Jeff
game
Bridges.
developer extraordinaire, Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Correct.
Yes. So Super Woden Rally Edge is the latest entry there, and it's kind of a nice, charming little bit of retro goodness. Obviously, it's done with a bit of a new age fun, with a vintage feel style, as most retro things are nowadays. But the way that the Super Woden GP series were, is they were kind of like a modern reimagining of like the fixed perspective isometric racing games that you used to get on the SNES and stuff like that. They were generally super duper hard. Had a nice bit of kind of like not ahead to old Gran Turismo games in the way their kind of UI was put together, but they were a really nice kind of tight, well put together, beautifully crafted bit of arcade racing. Super duper fun, and that's essentially what Super Woden Rally Edge is. But now, rather than that isometric shenanigans, you're now firmly planted behind the car. So it's not quite like Sega Rally. It's kind of much higher up than Sega Rally, but it's not that bothered with all of these super accurate racing simulation-y bits. It's just a nice bit of arcade fun with really beautifully, finely tuned controls. Feels super tight and super satisfying to drive it. Has a bit of a learning curve. But
it looks
yeah,
very
I've
drifty.
been having loads of fun with it.
Yeah, it looks very drifty, and I tell you what, it looks very suited to a Steam Deck. Is that
It
how you're
is
predominantly
mighty
playing
fine
this
on
game?
the Steam Deck. I've tried it on both Big Fat PC and Massive Deep.
Big fat picture.
Big Fat PC. But it's equally good on the little Massive Deek. Occasional frame rate hitch, but it looks and plays great on the handheld. In terms of kind of what this offers, I think there's like 80 cars or something ridiculous. I mean, they're all like budget knockoffs of actual real cars. So they're like the automotive equivalent of David Bockham from Pro Evolution Soccer back in the day. But they're all, each car does feel unique to drive. I think there's got like well into the double digits of stages split across different countries. There's different kind of event types where there's point-to-point racing or circuit rally racing or like gymkhana events where you're essentially got to go between checkpoints and do certain activities around the gymkhana course as well. It's a really nice mix of things to do. There's online leaderboards. I think there's co-op racing. I think there probably is a way to do some online racing, but there's certainly online leaderboards at the very least. And yeah, I mean, it's brilliant value for money. It's only just come out. I mean, the one challenge I would say with kind of the Super Woden games is actually it can be a bit too slavish to its retro racing roots in terms of like UI design. I kind of think it's quite cute they're going for like the old map that you used to have in Gran Turismo series, but actually it makes it really bloody difficult to navigate around and understand what you're doing, having to kind of randomly go over to one side of a map to find the garage, another side of the map to find your events, another side of the map to find your settings. It's kind of quite, I was like, oh, that's quite cute, but actually it is a little bit frustrating to get your head around.
I must confess, I'm not familiar with the Super Woden series. So are these all rally games?
No, the other ones are... I mean, there are rally stages in the other games, but they're more like circuit racing of kind of sports cars. So like it kind of follows the same kind of thing as like, you know, Gran Turismo does, where you're all the way from you're racing street cars to racing kind of high performance formula cars or GT3 cars. And in this, in a similar way, there's like different classes of cars as well, like all the way from E class, which is the slowest, all the way up to A. Yeah, they get faster and faster and a little bit more finicky to drive as you go, and it does genuinely require quite a lot of skill. I have to say. But yeah, there's lots of car classes to choose from. But I would say there's probably a bit less variation in how the cars feel, how different they feel compared to the GP series, which is more about kind of racing cars around a track and different classes of cars. But it's a stonking little game for the price.
It's very charming.
Yeah, it is very. It is more charming than a very handsome man wearing a fresh pair of trousers. Is what it is.
Ooh.
It's as charming as that. And there are some niggles aside from the UI side of things. There's a bit of unnecessary grinding occasionally, where you obviously need to upgrade your cars in order to make them perform better, to get the most out of it, increase your chances of doing well and progressing to the next stage. But there are some bits where you may choose to buy a car, but it's only once you've sunk a load of credits into it you discover actually the ceiling of its performance is pretty low, and you're going to struggle to win enough races to get enough stars to get to the next stage. So you end up sometimes having to do a bit of grinding to get enough kind of in-game credits to afford another car, which you then hope you can upgrade enough. You get that a bit more in the early game rather than the late game. That felt a little bit jarring, but I kind of forgive the game for that, because it is just the package as a whole is just so satisfying and a just great little slice of arcade racing fun. I think I'll let it slide this time, especially since it's single developer.
Let it slide like drifting.
Slide like drifting. Very good comment. Yes. So yeah, I think this is a pretty solid recommend from me, to be honest with you. The price is very reasonable.
$10.99. Sorry.
Yeah, it's out on Steam at the moment, and is £10.99, which is
not bad.
Thoroughly acceptable for the amount of fun I think you'll get out of it. So if you like arcade races and you're looking for something to play on your massive geek or even on a big fat PC, you could do a lot worse.
Big fat PC.
Big fat PC. Yeah, Super Woden Rally Edge gets a thumbs up from me. Do the things with it.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to limit my video game spending this month for reasons, and
how's that going?
I did really want to pick up. I did really want to pick up Karen, the climbing game, and I don't know. I've been umming and ahhing over the reviews, but this one looks way more charming and half the price. So
yes. And there is a
little
demo
bit tempting.
for Ken out there as well, if you want. If you want to experiment, because I've had a little play about with the demo, Ken, and I mean, I'm interested in the full game, but I might wait for it to come down in price a little.
We'll potentially get to that another day, but yeah, it's one of those ones that I think gameplay. People like the gameplay. People kind of have reported some glitchiness, some bugginess, but also a very annoying story.
Yes. But this has no story other than buy car, go fast, drive round track, have fun.
That's good. Another thing
that's all you need.
Another thing you've picked up, Dan, is something that I've been eyeing up a while ago and never looked into the price, because this is Lego and I'm an adult man and don't buy Lego. And then when I was putting the agenda together, and then you gave me one of your subjects, I saw the price of this. I was like, do you know what? That's surprisingly reasonable. I'm quite tempted to get one of these because it looks nice.
So I am, as you probably have worked out by now, I am a man-child. My man-childishness not only extends to video games, but also extends to Lego, which, in all fairness, this is sold. So I'm talking about the Lego Game Boy is what I'm talking about. It is in a set that's advertised for adults. It's intended for you as a grown-up to look wistfully on days gone by and relive your youth and feel all the nice feels about it. And it genuinely is quite a nice little mindful thing to do, making Lego, I would argue. But that's a different topic for another time. So they have, the Lego have also done, I think in the past they did the NES, complete with a telly and working scrolly bits on said telly.
Yeah, I didn't like the look of that.
Which looked really fun. But this is literally, and for those of you watching, it's pretty much a one-to-one replica of a Game Boy, but in Lego. and it's just a fun little thing to build. It's really, really satisfying. And what's amazing about it, the buttons work. Well, obviously, it's no gubbins inside it, but like the D-pad is squishy and pops back. The buttons work. They do a thing. Start, select work. You take the cartridge out, put new cartridges in. It's bloody brilliant. I love it. It was a really.
Now,
it's just if you're looking for objects to put in your cave of adult childishness, you can do a lot worse and get a Lego Game Boy. It's I think it cost me like 40 quid at the time from Amazon.
Oh right, not bad.
Other large multinational sellers are available, who may or may not be mentioned in the Epstein files. Yeah, it's,
Tim Hibbs.
Tim Hibbs in the Epstein
Didn't know he
files.
sells Lego.
But just a little attention to detail in it as you're building it is fantastic. So, like, you've got 2 cartridges that come with it. So you've got... This is going to be crap for audio people, by the way. Which is why you should
Just have
tune
to
in.
describe what you're doing.
So I'm painting a word picture. So I've got 2 Lego-based cartridges of Game Boy games.
2 of the best cartridges.
Yes. Zelda, Link's Awakening, and Super Mario Land. But loads of
Should have
you...
been a Tetris.
no, I'd imagine that probably licensing issue. I was kind of surprised it wasn't Tetris because that was the game. Super Mario Land had no save feature. Zelda does. And as you're putting these cartridges together, one of them, Zelda, he said, has a little Lego piece in it that's a little coin battery to serve as the battery backup on the inside of it. And as you're building it, you go, oh, he's got battery backup. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool, genuinely pretty cool. And there's even like when you're putting it together, there's like little, which no one's going to see on the outside, little bits like you see the speaker go in, and then you build around that. All of the dials and knobs work. Even the power button works. Hear that?
Very good. Very good.
It's very cool. I mean, I'm a bit of a sad old bugger. I really enjoyed making this far more than I had any right to do so. Comes with a lovely little book that has like the history of the Game Boy, as well as obviously the instructions to build the darn thing. But I think this is, if you've got a spare couple of hours and a spare 40 quid, and I know not everybody has, but if you do have both of those things, then this is a nice little fun thing you can do, and probably it's a nice little mindful good mental health activity as well.
As Spiky Chris says in the chat, because I've seen a couple of kits for these. The screen for that is the Nintendo loading screen with but it's a lenticular screen, isn't it? So as it moves, it looks like it's going down.
And then
I've seen
it comes with a Mario Land and a Link's Awakening separate one as well. If you don't,
okay, cool. Yeah, so I've seen people make kits to put backlights in there, to change it out, to put a video screen in there. Spiky Chris has spoken about a kit for converting it into an actual Game Boy.
True.
I want to know, because I've sort of got a Game Boy. This is my Pi Boy,
Yes.
which has a Raspberry Pi in it and plays lots of things more than Game Boy. Which I've just noticed as well.
All of which you own legally, which was handy.
Yes, accurate to detail. I've just realised the case is starting to yellow from oxidizing over
Now
the years.
that is attention to
I've had it.
detail.
Never noticed that before.
That is attention to
I
detail.
haven't picked it up in a couple of months, so I didn't notice. I'm wondering if I could get like a little pie in there and start doing that as well. But I don't. I can't imagine it'd be too comfortable.
So there is this thing called the Brick Boy, which has got which has done absolutely gangbusters on Kickstarter, where it kind of like you've got the shell of your Lego Game Boy, and you can essentially whack the gubbins. That's a technical term. Whack the gubbins.
Gubbins, yes.
Some technical gubbins into it, and yeah, it makes it into a fully functional Game Boy. How playable that would be, I don't know. Mileage may vary, but I think much like your Pi Boy, I think it's probably a similar setup where you're not just limited to Game Boy games. You're limited to what other games you have made legal backups of.
Yes. I'll tell you what, though. While on the subject, they have modernized the Pi Boy case thing over the years, and I do want to get a new one because Now you can put an SSD in it. It's got its own docking station that you can then hook up to the TV, which is much better. Like it was a good start, but I built mine like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago now. I do kind of want to make a new one, a more modern, faster version of it, but I might just buy like a dedicated handheld instead at some point and do that.
Or
anyway.
get some emulation stuff for your Switch. Or not for your Switch, for your
Steam Deck.
massive
Yeah,
geek.
no, I do that already, but I like having a smaller handheld, like just take it out, stick it in my pocket, play it on the tube, rather than carry around a backpack to take things around with me. So I might get something a bit more dedicated than that. But yeah, sorry, back to the Lego Game Boy. It does retail at $54.99. I'm tempted to pick one up just for my nephew to play with, because he likes retro video game stuff. So I think that'd be a cool little gift for him. But it does look cool, I will admit. I'm very tempted. That's the one bit of Lego in a long time that I've been tempted by. The other one being the Pokemon set that they showed recently. I was like, oh, I would like to build a Blastoise, but I'm not spending, what are they, 300 quid?
Yeah, some of them are
doing that.
painfully expensive. I mean, you can get like a piranha plant from Super Mario as well, or that's near a 60 quid. That feels a bit too
I
much.
do like a piranha plant.
Well, that's the problem. You see, it's a very tricky little rabbit hole you can find yourself. It can get very expensive very quickly. The Pixar Luxo Junior lamp, you can get him fully articulated. Nah.
That might look good in the office, in the petrol station that I work in.
In the petrol, in the petrol station.
In the petrol station that I work
I
in.
had a lot of fun with it. I would thoroughly recommend it, mate.
Okay.
I would. It's
All
a
right.
nice way to while away an afternoon.
Fair enough. I know my partner likes the flower ones they do. She always wants the flowers, like roses and stuff. And then you arrange them, but it's Lego. It's cool, isn't it? Cool.
You can just kind of feel you looking down your nose at it. You're a silly person. How
I
old
don't
are
know
you
why-
playing with Lego?
I don't know why I grew out of Lego.
I'm
but
off to
I'm a
watch
man-child who
wrestling.
plays video games. So, and I watch pro wrestling. So, I just had a weekend of watching the Royal Rumble. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn.
People in glass houses, Coleman. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Okay. I picked up a large expense, and it was because I was, and I've been umming and ahhing getting this for a while.
Did you have a
and
moment of weakness?
I specifically blame 3 people. One is the person whose name I can't remember on our chat who told me to do this. Not in our chat, on our YouTube comments. The other being Ed, who got me a nice present, and then realised that I wasn't able to use said present until I did something else. And the other one being Clarky off of Gamers Confessional for berating me for not getting one of the. I got Switch 2, Dan.
Oh,
Nintendo Switch 2.
Coleman, you cave.
I said I wouldn't until decent games had been made available, because at the moment there was Mario Kart World, and I was like, I do like the look of Mario Kart World. Not the biggest Mario Kart fan, but I do like the look of it. And Donkey Kong Bonanza, I was like, yep, that is a game I want to play. I can't buy a console for 2 games, can I?
Well, yeah, sounds like you might have kind of did.
Bought a console for 2 games then.
You bought a console for 2 games.
I got
I
so
mean, judgment,
yes.
The inevitable judgment aside. I mean, I would caution you against accepting financial advice from Ed in the future. Just going to put that out there.
Ed got me a game, and I went, I can't play this, Ed. I don't have a Switch 2. And he took it back, and he's like, I'll hold this till you get one.
Wow.
So he gave it to me in the end.
That's good.
Very,
How good
very
of him
generous of
to-
him. Yes.
So how is it? Because I like you. I think we're on the fence. I still am on the fence about the
Yeah.
Switch, especially since I've got a massive.
I would definitely say hold out unless you specifically want to play 2 games. And
Okay.
the only reason it was because there was a bundle that came up just before Christmas, and it was a Nintendo Switch 2 with the Mario Kart World bundle, with a copy of Donkey Kong Bonanza and the official carry case. And I was umming and ahhing over that, but it was Christmas, and I couldn't really buy it because I was buying Christmas presents and traveling and stuff.
You were spreading joy, Coleman. You were spreading joy.
And then it popped up again a week ago, so I bought it. and
Right.
it's been fun. I've been playing it. I've been playing it since I've got it. I've taken it around with me. I recently went off to Waterlooville. I took the Switch 2 with me, and played it on my trip and everything. And it's been great. And I've mostly been playing Mario Kart World. Because I wanted some serious time to put into Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I knew I'd start playing it. I'd play it a little, and then I'd put it down, and I need to come back to it. But I want to really get into this game. So it's mostly been Mario Kart World. I've done all the 50cc races, and then I started on I'm halfway through 100cc. I did a couple in 150, but it started doing that rubber banding thing I don't like, where it's like, hey, the finish line's in sight, and I'm like super first place. Oh, I've been hit by 3 blue shells in a row. Yay. Oh, now I'm second. Oh, I'm third. So that kind of frustration that happens when the speed and the difficulty starts going up. I've also been doing a few of the knockout races, which are really, really cool. For those who don't know, Mario Kart World is kind of set in. It's got one large map, and then that map has lots of different biomes to hold all the different little modes. So you can go into a free roam and just drive in between all the different tracks and everything that connects them together. It is cool. I haven't done it, and I've seen it been used for online stuff, connecting up with your friends and driving around in free roam. And I haven't done any of that stuff because I couldn't be bothered with the online. Well, because I mostly play us in handheld on the tube, so I can't really link up online with people when I'm doing that.
That's very true.
Plus, I'll
let you off.
Yeah, and I didn't buy the webcam and all that stuff that goes along. Well, apparently you can use any webcam, but so I've been doing a lot of free roam, and then I've been doing the knockout challenge, which is it will set up a series of races and a series of tracks, usually 4 tracks, and you'll have however many players that you're playing against, and you've got to keep in the top 3, and it knocks everyone else down below until you're down to 3 races left, and then you get through to the final line. But you're doing it in one continuous motion going through all the tracks, which is really, really cool. Awesome. So I've been doing a few of those. It's a really great game. The improved visuals, the improved frame rate. If you have the kind of TV that can support it, you can play this at 120 frames a second if you want.
Wow.
Doing this on a handheld at 60 has been, it's lovely. It looks gorgeous. There's loads of unlockables. I like what they've done this time around with 8. You would unlock different parts of a car. So you would go through and unlock your car and your wheels and your wings or parachute or whatever it is that comes out of your car, and then you would kind of mash them together to make the kind of car you want. But I'd always want mine to look uniform. I want the right wheels on the right car because apparently I'm on the spectrum. And this time they just go, okay, you unlock the car with everything attached, and that's what I want. So I prefer that. And then there's loads of little characters that they've thrown in there. So you've got your normal like Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Bowser, and Donkey Kong, like all the mainstays. But then they just go, okay, here's the piranha plant. Here's a cow from one of the tracks. Here's a penguin from Super Mario 64. Here's but there's just so many random ones that they've thrown in there that are really, really, really silly and fun. So I've been enjoying all this stuff that you can unlock, and there's a lot to do. Even though I usually tire of these games quite quickly, there is a lot for me to do in this one that I've been enjoying. The other one, as I mentioned, I've been playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's one I've been looking forward to. I've only just done the intro to the game, really, so I'm not too far. This one, it's Donkey Kong. It's a 3D platformer done in third person. It's kind of a beat 'em up as well thrown in there. Your whole thing here is Donkey Kong has the ability to smash through rocks, dig through the ground, or climb up walls, and it's a big old collectathon where you're just breaking all the terrain around you. It's cool. It kind of looks like breakable Mario Odyssey. I feel Mario Odyssey is a lot tighter of a game. This one is a lot more open, and I am enjoying it. I will probably report back more on this as the weeks progress and I actually play some more of this. But yeah, it's so far the Switch 2 experience has been great. The only problem I had is I haven't turned on my Nintendo Switch in probably a year. Probably longer. Very rarely do I use it since I got my Steam Deck. And then I didn't realize it was in standby for one this entire time. But not online because it was waiting for an update. So so I needed to transfer all my save data on the cloud and everything, and I went, okay, I need to do an update, so I waited for the update to go through, but then it was like a few updates, and then it was like, okay, I need to back up all your save game, and it took ages to do the backup because it hasn't done it in so long. And then it turns out a load of the games I can't back up on the cloud, because things like Pokemon, they don't want you doing cloud saves because they don't want you to potentially cheat at the game somehow. And I was like, well, those are the only real two that I've got like big progress in that I'd want to move over are Super Smash Brothers, which I'm not sure I'm ever going to play again, and Mario Kart 8, which I have the new Mario Kart, so I'm not too bothered. So I just kind of moved everything over. Yeah, and then things like Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, I want to get back into that, but I'll probably want to start again, so I'm not bothered about moving my save. So the moving save stuff, it didn't work very well for me, and I gave up in the end, but I wasn't really too bothered because I stopped playing my Switch quite some time ago. So, and then things like Pokemon, like they've not been performing great over the years, so I think they'll just sit to the wayside anyway. But solid bit of kit.
But just random questions for you as well, because one of the bits of hullabaloo, a brouhaha, if you will, about the Switch 2 is that it did not have an OLED screen. It was 1080p,
no,
but it was not an OLED screen. How is the screen? Would you really know, or is it just
other than the PlayStation Vita, I have yet to have an OLED screen, so it looks great. I haven't seen a Switch OLED, so I can't really compare the two. But the screen looks great. The fidelity's there. The brightness and the darkness and the brightness look great, and the colors and everything's popping. And I stuck a screen protector on mine, which has muted it ever so slightly, but I'm quite glad I did because those things smudge like crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really got the comparison of the OLED to the LCD to. Is it LCD or LED? It's LCD,
LED,
isn't it?
I think.
LED. Okay. I haven't really got the comparison of those two screens to judge on, but I think it looks great.
Good.
But yeah, back to the kit's solid. It's a nice firm piece. I do worry about the Joy-Cons. I know you do. I love a big old fat boy. Big old fat PC, what have you said?
Big old fat handheld, love it.
The Joy-Cons are very nice. Instead of the rails, they have a magnetized snap instead, so they kind of click into place straight away. They have a little trigger on there to release and put back in. Very satisfying to use. I do worry, though, because when I started using my Nintendo Switch all those years ago, I was like, ooh, the give between the screen and the Joy-Cons, that feels like that's going to cause a problem in the future. And it did. I'd often have problems in handheld towards the end of my my Nintendo Switch days where the screen wouldn't respond or the Joy-Cons wouldn't respond correctly because there was too much wobble in between the Joy-Cons and the screen, and replacing the rails and replacing the Joy-Cons never really helped that. With this, I'm getting ever so slight wobble between those Joy-Cons again. I was like, I wonder if that's going to be a problem in the future. So, yeah. But because I have the Steam Deck and I play a lot of the Steam Deck, and that is predominantly my handheld unit, I do actually do something that I never did with the Nintendo Switch that much, and is dock it and play it on a big TV, because it looks great on the TV, whereas the Switch looked a bit blown up and not as good compared to the other consoles. This one does look fantastic. So I am playing more stuff on screen.
And does it, because I think it was I always felt that the kind of the performance of the Switch one was a bit anemic when plugged into a big telly. I know technically it was essentially, it kind of downclocked the processor or other stuff when you're in handheld mode, but to me, I kind of, the going up to a big TV wasn't compelling enough for the Switch one. Is that with the Switch 2? Is it more compelling? Is it more compelling to have it kind of plugged into the TV more all the time, do you think?
I think you're going to get a decent performance either way. I just think that there's more to see when you're plugged into the TV in comparison to the last generation. Whereas the last generation things, I know it was a bit of smoke and mirrors, but they looked like they performed. I mean, what was the one? Not Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild looked better on a handheld than it did on the TV. And that was just because they're reducing the settings when you're on a handheld, and in comparison, that's why it looks better. But yeah, this time you're going to get a decent resolution on both. You're going to get a decent performance on both. So the one thing I will say
as well,
great so far. But again, you know, it's got its own dock in the case, so you just you take it out in the day, and then when you get home, you just chuck it back in the dock. It hasn't run out on me yet. I think I got a battery warning when I went away, but I managed to get probably like 5 hours of play out that thing without noticing like a battery problem. Obviously doesn't run down as quick as a Steam Deck depending on what you're playing. But yeah. But no, it is a great bit of kit. I would say if you've been looking for an excuse to get one, I would say wait for more games. It's not going to necessarily knock the price of the Switch 2 down, but at least you've got more reason to be picking the damn thing up. Because the system I have, if you get the Steam Deck on its own, Steam Deck, if you get the Nintendo Switch 2 on its own, it's £395.99. If you get it with Mario Kart World included, it's £429.99. I mistakenly wrote down if you buy Mario Kart World on its own, it's £69.99. It's not, it's £79.99, isn't it?
What the?
Yeah, they charge £80 for that game if you want a physical version of that game.
Jesus.
Yeah, and Donkey Kong Bonanza $69.99. So they're not cheap games. Yeah, and I will always look for a deal. I always find ways around. I refuse to pay £70 for a game, and I don't like that Nintendo go, hey, let's charge £80 for a game.
Yeah, we're Nintendo. We can do this stuff.
I will say when I was playing the Switch all those time ago, everyone was going, "Oh, you need to get the Pro controller because playing on Joy-Cons in the caddy, it doesn't feel good." And I was like, "Do you know what? I have no problem with this at all." Playing for a while with the Joy-Con 2s, whatever you want to call them, my hand was cramping up a little bit, and it's probably because of age and winter and all those kind of things that affects me. But I deal. I think also because like controllers are getting like bigger and bulkier and more rounded and better form fitting. Like using a DualSense, on the PS5 for a while, and then switching to the two Joy-Cons in a little caddy, it's like, oh, that does not feel good. So I probably will have to get a Pro controller at some point, even though they're £100.
Jesus. It all feels very expensive. We'll get onto this in related news later on, but yeah, it feels like it's going to become, at least for the next couple of years, a blooming expensive hobby being into games, especially if you look at new hardware.
But I mean, on the plus side, for me, it's it opens me up to get more games that I can talk about on this show. For instance, I just before we started recording, I got sent a game that I'm playing for next week, so it opens me up for that. That's great. Also, I do have a nephew that likes to play things. Like, he likes games. He likes video games. He hasn't got a Switch 2 of his own. His mum said he's not allowed one because he won't focus on his homework.
So you're the cool uncle now.
I'm the cool uncle that can go, here you go, Mario Kart, load it up. There you go, sunshine. Off you go.
Yep.
Give it back.
I'm
going home now.
Until he does something to it, then he's not allowed to touch the precious things. No, good for you, though, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I mean, I have to say, I'm probably going to hold off for a bit. But, I mean, it does look like, and because we're about to get into the news, it looks like Nintendo are shifting gear from keeping the Switch on life support to actually leaning into the Switch 2 properly now, because it looks like there's some good stuff on the horizon. So, hey, what the heck? Let's get stuck into that, mate.
Okay, let's do some news.
Let's do some news.
Before we started recording, the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase was afoot. And they showed off a fair few things. We're going to focus more on the stuff. I think we'll focus. For one, Orbitals continues to look great, and I really want it because it looks really good, but I don't know if anyone will actually play it with me. So, because it's a two-player co-op game, and it's hard to find friends to play those with. I know, but that requires you having a friend who has a Nintendo Switch 2, which those are few and far between.
Looks like Spiky Chris might have you covered.
Yeah,
he was recommending the Zen Grip 2 earlier, whatever that is.
Oh, I'll show you off screen. But I got a new grip for the Steam Deck that makes it ever so slightly bulkier, but it feels so much nicer using it.
Nice.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's pretty bulky anyway, so a bit of extra
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, I broke
It's
my
probably
case,
not
so
going to make that much
I
difference.
got a special case flap thing for the front. I'll show you later. Anyway, right, Nintendo Direct. So they announced a fair few things that are that were previously unannounced for the Nintendo Switch or are brand new announcements for the console. Dan, any of these things on the list? Because I know you didn't get the time to watch it. Any of the things that I've listed out for you catching your eye?
Well, I mean, I think there's a couple of things which just sound like a brilliant fit for the Switch 2, because they're a great fit for the Massive Geek. So Valheim, shouting that out, that's going to be good, fun times. Valheim's bloody brilliant. I love Valheim. I just got back into it, actually, Valheim. I mean, it'd be interesting to see on the Switch 2 whether or not they support cross-play, because I know that's something that Nintendo have previously not really been that big a fan of, because they want to protect the kind of the online gaming experience that people are exposed to on their platforms. But Valheim's a great game, really brilliant game.
I mean, they allow for cross-play with Fortnite, so I can't see why not.
Yeah. So other stuff jumps out. I mean, it's good to see Final Fantasy VII Rebirth getting a shout. They're going back to the oft-plumbed river, oft-plumbed well, rather, a Super Bomberman collection. That could be good times.
Well, before we get to the Bomberman, I just wanted to, because, I have spoken about Rebirth. I did pick it up on the PS5. I have played it on the Pro. I'm not particularly, I mean, a lot of the gameplay that they show is the traversal and also the cutscenes. And I think the reason for that, I'm worried that the reason for that is it's going to be a weird, blurry mess. I hope they've really optimized this and made it look a lot better than it did on launch of PS5, because it was a very blurry game. And I just struggled to play it. And I still haven't gone back to it yet. I do need to go back to this at some point.
Putting my nerdy tech on, one advantage that the Switch 2 does have is that it runs off an NVIDIA Tegra chip, I believe. And that means under the hood, it's probably making some good use of DLSS. So that's probably what is going to help get a little bit more out of whatever horsepower that the Switch 2 has. So it might be all right, because DLSS is frankly just witchcraft, and does a great job in upscaling from low resolutions to much higher ones. So it may well be that's how they're doing it, and that if they've got frame gen in it as well, which I'd imagine they probably do, then it might actually be an all right experience.
Okay. I mean, the games director did put out today, after the announcement of the Switch 2 game version of the game, that there's big news coming for the Final Fantasy remake community. So we'll see what happens. Super Bomberman Collection. 5 games, I believe, some unreleased in the UK.
Yeah. I love Super Bomberman. I've got good memories of being a very nerdy teenager, sitting around with my mates and a multi-tap playing Super Bomberman. It's great fun.
See, I was an Amiga kid, so I remember playing a lot of clones of Bomberman.
Yep. It's good times. It's good times, Super Bomberman. It's a great party game, I find. I mean, I'm not sure kind of the solitary playing it by yourself experience on going solo on the Switch is necessarily what you want, but from a multiplayer point of view, it's just brilliant fun. Absolutely love that game. And then in terms of other things that jump out to me, just because I'm interested to see how they're going to land on the Switch 2, is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Some Bethesda remakes in the shape of Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered, Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, which is getting a big push everywhere at the moment as well. So those would be good fun. They're great on the Steam Deck as well. I get the feeling the Steam Deck, to a degree, has done quite a lot of heavy lifting in terms of kind of making these handheld optimized experience in terms of controls and UI layout for a smaller screen, so on and so forth.
I mean, let's not forget that Bethesda went, hey, Fallout 4, remember that game that, it's not really the fan favorite of the series, but it's one of the ones that's really easy to mod, and there's loads of mods available to it, and people have kind of made their own games out. Anyway, we're going to break that for a lot of people. Now, I didn't have a lot of mods installed, so I was quite enjoying my time playing on the Steam Deck. And the mods I did install were to do things like, hey, I'm going to fire unlimited nuclear bombs out of a handheld cannon and run around in power armor.
Chaos again is what you're saying. You chose
Yeah.
chaos.
I just wanted to like go through as a badass and just completely destroy that game. So that's what I was doing with the game while everyone was complaining about how bad it got. Again, it will be interesting to see how Indiana Jones performs on the Switch 2. It's a game all three of us really enjoy playing on the Xbox. I know it's had its PS5 release and apparently performs a little bit better on the PS5. So we'll see how it goes on the Switch 2. And another option to play this on a handheld is again, this is the mind-blowing thing about the Switch 2. You get a Steam Deck and you go, I can play all my games on the Steam Deck in handheld, on the go, and that's really cool. And then you try to play a lot of these games and go, it doesn't look that great on a handheld. It's not able to power a lot of these games. But when you put things on a Switch 2, there's a heavy amount of optimization that has to go into it to get it running on a handheld. So I'll be interested to see how a lot of these games look.
In terms of other stuff that jumped out to me, I think it's good to see a Shadow Tactics game as well. I haven't played a Shadow Tactics game for a while, but last time I did, I had super fun times. And they're generally very good games, Shadow Tactics. So,
I thought something that looked quite interesting was Tokyo Scramble, which on kind of first appearance. So you play as a young lady who's riding on the subway in Tokyo. An earthquake happens. She ends up buried underground and discovers like a new world where there's these monsters running around, which kind of look like raptors and kind of have I forget the name, Quiet Place alien vibes to them. And you've got to kind of stealth your way around them, and the different types of monsters, you've got to learn their patterns to figure out how to get away from them. On first appearance, it gave me kind of Dino Crisis vibes with the third person sort of RE Engine looking kind of style, with the monsters looking very much like raptors and T-Rexes. But watching further, this does look like it could be a lot of fun. I've been getting into stealth games over the years, and this looks like one that I might quite enjoy playing. And I do like a survival horror these days as well.
And there's nothing like watching a T-Rex try and go the wrong way up an escalator.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, because when I first saw that, I was like, oh, that's a bit embarrassing. They left a glitch in the... Oh, I see what it's doing.
Yeah. Oh, I see what they're doing.
Good-looking game.
Yeah. Well, it looks... I mean, I think it's... To me, I think you're right. It's good to see Nintendo lean into the Switch 2 a bit more, because I think really they weren't doing enough to make the sell on why you should go for a Switch 2 over a Switch 1. But I'm glad to see they're starting to give the Switch 2 a good reason to go for it now. So, yeah.
I thought it was interesting that they announced Pragmata was coming to the Switch 2, because we didn't even get it on the PlayStation 5 when we were meant to. But they did say that there's a demo available on the Switch 2 for Pragmata today, which I'll be downloading after this. I don't know if that's just Switch 2 or if that's going to be on PS5 or PC or anything like that at all. But yeah, have a look. It might be everything. One that interested me as well, just because I came out of nowhere for me, Turok Origins. Has this been announced previously, or was this announced on the Direct? Because I've never heard of this.
It has been. I've got memories of Turok Origins being a thing, but I'm not sure. Is it? I don't think it's Nintendo only. I think it's on other platforms. I think.
Okay, cool. I used to love a bit of Turok, especially the first two games. I know they kept going up until the 360 era, with diminishing returns each time. So I'd be interested to go back over a bit. So I love a game where you get to fight dinosaurs.
But are any of those dinosaurs going the wrong way up an escalator? Is the question I put to you, sir?
Very good point. Very good point.
If there's only enough space in your wallet for one dinosaur game, I know which one I'm choosing.
That's right. Well, this is why you're a doctor, Dan.
I make sensible choices.
This doctor, it's on dinosaurs going up escalators the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's a very niche. It's a very niche education.
It is. Anyway, we probably
else catch your eye?
with the what?
Did anything else catch your eye on this?
I think we've gone through quite a big chunk of them, I think.
That's fair enough.
I'm excited for you. There we go. I'm pleased for you. I'm excited for you and your newfound handheld bit of goodness, Coleman. You do
Fair
you.
enough. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I had my reasons.
Yeah. I do and I will.
I will say they'd already announced this, but Resident Evil Requiem's going to come to the Nintendo Switch 2, which I wasn't too bothered about because, again, I would get dubious about how games are going to be optimized for this console. But I saw, I think it was an IGN preview where they were saying it was better than it had any right to be with its Switch 2 performance. And also there's some janky looking amiibo that they've announced for it for Resident Evil Requiem as well. So that was interesting. Also, there's a WWE 2K26 port coming to the Switch 2, and I don't know how to feel about that because the last time they did a WWE game on the Nintendo Switch, it was one of the worst performing games that ever came to the console.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
Dan,
let's get through
hold
the
back
rest
your
of
tears,
that
my
news.
friend. Hold back your tears.
Bad news for me because, as expected, we've talked about it before, with the ridiculous AI-powered surge in hardware prices, be it storage, be it kind of physical memory, RAM.
It'd be a really silly time to announce some hardware.
Yes, and unfortunately, Valve did announce their new lineup of hardware, specifically the Steam Machine, the Gabe Cube,
and the Index.
And the Frame, their new VR headset. I think they were targeting quite an aggressive price point, which now I think with all the component price rises is no longer viable for them. So it sounds like they are delaying releasing the Steam Machine and the Steam Frame. They had apparently hoped to get pricing information out by now and be looking to, be moving it towards store shelves, virtual or otherwise. But the combination of high prices and scarcity means they're having to put things a little bit on hold. I mean, to put it in context, that 16 gig of RAM, so DDR5 RAM, which is what's in the Steam Deck. If you just go by the prices on Amazon UK, that's gone up from, at the time they announced the Gabe Cube, it was 67 quid, and if you look at it today, it's nearly 150. And if you have a look at NVMe storage, so like the base model of the Gabe Cube with 512 gig, that's gone up from 54 quid to 88 quid. And if you're looking at the 2 terabyte version, that's nearly doubled from 129 quid to 244. I don't know. I think it's likely to be quite a... I don't think it's going to be a flash in the pan, these prices. I think they will come down a little bit, but I can't say... I mean, analysts are saying, that just get used to these hardware prices for at least the next 2 years. So I don't know whether or not that was going to force Valve to think about different specs of the machine, or whether or not they're going to have to swallow the high price. But I can't see it a Gabe Cube coming in at under $1,000 now. Sadly.
I mean, I think we'll go back to normal pretty soon, unless maybe a consumer RAM company. Unless a consumer RAM company decides to stop selling to consumers and then focus entirely on AI and...
Yeah, about that.
Oh, wait. That happened.
It slightly happened.
So when they announced these, the plan was to release Q1, I believe.
Yes.
They're targeting for the first half of 2026, but they've still not announced what these prices are. So we're going to have to wait. I've got a bad feeling about the prices of these, and it might be why I pulled the trigger on the Switch 2. So I'm not going to own one of these.
The price of the Switch 2 is probably only ever going to go up as well.
Yeah, like the Xbox did, and the PlayStation.
Yep. So I mean, it's
Life.
Unfortunate. On the bright side, probably the Steam controller isn't going to go up in price. That's a good thing, right? Hey, yeah. But unfortunately, the Steam Machine itself, I think it's going to be difficult to get that, for them to produce it and turn a profit on it. I can't see it being cheaper than $1,000 now, sadly, which is a shame. Because I think that's going to priced them out of where they wanted to be in the market. But hey, hey ho.
I mean, speaking of weird pricing in the market, Dan, let me tell you about a little developer called Obsidian, who happens to be owned by Microsoft. You may remember.
Yes, I have heard of them. Continue.
Now, they had quite a demanding release schedule last year for a team of their size. They put out Grounded 2, which did very well. They did Avowed, which didn't do as well.
No.
And they did the Outer Worlds 2, sequel to The Outer Worlds, which apparently did not do very well at all. And a lot of people are blaming. Do you remember when Microsoft went, hey, The Outer Worlds 2, we're going to put that out for £80?
Yes. Yeah.
And I think it was it £80, and then it was knocked down to 70, and it was walked back to $59.99 for a purchase. And I think the whole point is to go, hey, we're going to price our games super high, and then that way you'll go, Game Pass, probably a good deal, because you've artificially inflated the price of all your games. So there was a lot of kind of backlash over that.
Coleman, how dare you?
Yeah, I know, crazy, right? It's like I've done things in the industry. So it was quite a bit of walking back, and then they it's kind of the raised expectations from that, and it's hard to kind of walk back from there. Even though they went, hey, we've lowered the price now. It's like, well, I don't trust you. You've soured the taste a bit. So the game did not perform as well, and Obsidian have had to say, hey, no plans for a sequel to the Outer Worlds anymore. So I think initially this was going to be a long-running kind of series, and now it's shelved. So apparently still doing an Avowed, though, so Tim will be happy. He really did like Avowed.
He did. Someone had to.
It's fine. It's, it's Elder Scrolls Light.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Perhaps I've just been spoiled by the availability of cheap and good indie games on the massive deek. So
could be that. I wonder how that performs on the deck. Probably not well. But I'm
guessing not good times.
I mean, I'm sure they'll port it to Switch 2 at some point, and it will look fantastic. But I think the tonal whiplash of going, here's this big, dark, medieval, fancy game we've announced, and then the next time you see it, it's like, everything's bright and colourful, My Little Pony, friendship is magic. I think that was the kind of thing that put me off Avowed. And I got bored of it very quickly, so yeah. Yes. I'll go back to it at some point, I'm sure. One that did get me a little bit excited, not too much, because the amount of time we'd be bloody waiting for this thing. You may remember a little game called Beyond Good and Evil, Dan.
Yes,
and,
I do remember that.
A sequel announcement that happened way back in the lofty days of 2007, or as I like to think about it, 5 long-term girlfriends ago. And then it all went quiet for quite some time. There was a bit of leaked footage from an E3.
Is that because you buried them in the garden, or what happened?
Exactly.
You're right. Good.
That's a secret. Told in confidence. So it went quiet for quite some time. There was a bit of leaked footage from a behind closed doors thing. And then it seemingly fell off the map until they reintroduced the idea back in 2017. I got very excited, and and then again, more footage got shown off, and it was very lackluster. And now it's been super quiet, and we've had this whole thing where Ubisoft went, hey, we're closing studios, we've cancelled 6 games, we've delayed 7 games. We're not telling you what's what, but one of those was very heavily suspected to be Beyond Good and Evil 2 to either be cancelled or delayed. The director, Fwazi Mesmer, went on LinkedIn and said, hey, big bad news about these studios that we love and love to support, and it's a shame that they're gone. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is not affected by this. It is still in development. So yeah, the game is apparently still coming, and it's been their development team's been moved over to the newly formed Creative House 4, which will be alongside other narrative-led and fantasy-focused franchises.
I mean, just to give you an idea of how long the delay has been between Beyond Good and Evil and the purported release of Beyond Good and Evil 2.
5 long-term girlfriends ago.
They've done 2 remakes of Beyond Good and Evil in that time.
Oh, yeah. Christ. I think both times they've gone, hey, if you want a sequel, you want to buy the remake.
And you can buy the original on Good Old Games for £1.29 at the moment if you do want to.
I think I have enough copies of that, including one on the GameCube. So. Lastly, won't have to go into this too much. There's quite a lot of news on Grand Theft Auto 6 this week, but the cliff notes are there was an earning call, and they reaffirmed that the game is coming out on track to release on November the 19th. There's going to be a big marketing push campaign starting this summer, so expect some trailers to start hitting around when the weather gets warmer. There was also some other stuff about AI tools,
some other bollocks
project,
about AI.
yeah. With
Blah, blah,
the
blah,
game,
blah, blah, AI.
there was rumors that the game was going to release in just a digital form, and physical won't come until later. Apparently, that's complete gubbins. So yeah. We're due a GTA this year.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Coleman curse is not striking, I tell you. This is the year. This is the year it finally happens, Dan.
Year. I mean, God knows what you're going to need to run it on the PC side of things. It'd be very interesting how it's going to run on a stock PS5. It's going to be GTA Ask GTA, I think. It's going to be fun times.
GTA has a tradition of releasing on console first and then coming to PC a year later.
True.
When the mods like to open up. So we'll see how that goes. That is all the news I have time for.
It. And I think that's probably us limping to the end of the show as well, because we all run out of stuff to talk about. So that really leaves us with the usual little bit of housekeeping, where I do need to remind you to go to bigredbarrel.com/store. And you know what you're going to do?
I've got to get the banner ready. There it is.
You know what you're going to do? You know what you're going to do? You know what you're going to do? You're going to buy things with my face on it. That's what you're going to do.
Spend money
things.
I want things with Dad's face on it. Yes. Take my money.
Everybody wants things with my face on it. Well, actually, if you look at the sales figures, not that many people do actually want things with my face on it. But I would appreciate it if you bought things with my face on it. You can get all kinds of gubbins over there with things. Pick a thing, then put my face on it. You can create your own library of things with my face on it. Will the fun ever start, I ask you? Probably not, but there we go.
I'm pretty sure more than half the sales of bigredbarrel.com/store are friends of mine that I have not told to buy any merch. They've just done it to be nice. So thank you for lining Tim's pockets.
Yes.
And where do we usually go from this? Tabletop Tuesdays is on hiatus, but you can still go down there. A lot of the folks that go to Tabletop Tuesdays usually are still heading to the loading bar in Stoke Newington and still playing board games. They have a big library of board games there. You don't need to go on a Tuesday, but it's Tabletop Tuesday. You might as well go on a Tuesday. Go meet some fine folks, play some fine games. For more information of when the events start up again, bigredbarrel.com. It'll be on the front page. There's a little banner ad there. It was a banner ad, button ad there. And also on meetup.com, search for Tabletop Tuesdays, and you shall find us. Also, be sure to go to bigredbarrel.com/store. Go there. It's the website. No, wait, I did that. Why am I doing your plug all of a sudden?
I don't know why you're doing that.
bigredbarrel.com. I've been out of practice by a week, sorry. That's the website that hosts this here podcast, amongst other things. Go read things. We have articles. I wrote a review. About Earth Must Die, and
great game.
It went out. It was a great game. I had a lot of fun with that. I'm gearing up to do a trophy run on that at some point, or achievement run, because it's Steam. But yeah, Earth Must Die. BigRedBarrel.com. Go there, click all the things, find all the places, including our social medias, much like you can find us at BigRedBarrel.com/Discord. That'll take you to our Discord. You can go there. You can chat to people. You can talk about things. I've got some Steam games that need to go up on the Steam giveaway page, Dan.
Ooh.
Maybe I'll do that tonight. Who knows? Maybe I'll wait till the podcast
like Christmas
goes out.
came early.
Yes. I can't guarantee they're great games. We'll see.
But they're games.
They're games.
Things.
I think there's still a bunch of unclaimed games up there, but who knows? Anyway, those are all our plugs. Those are all our things. We should get the hell out of here.
I can confirm, though, you can buy not only a mug with my face on it, you can buy socks with my face on it, and you can buy a tapestry with my face on it.
Wait, Socks? Really?
Socks
That's
with
not
my
on there, is
face
there?
on it. My face, your feet. There's a horrible internet bit of slash fic there somewhere, I'm fairly sure.
Do we
Don't
have...
like
I know we do stickers. Do we have an Eating My Dust sticker?
Yes, we do. We have an Eating My Dust sticker and magnet.
Buy loads of Eating My... Actually, yes. Buy loads of Eating My Dust fridge magnets. And then just whenever you go to anyone's house, any of your relatives, your
Pop one on
friends,
there. Pop one on there.
you know, work, your company fridge, just whack a fridge magnet on there. Don't explain it. Leave it there.
Yep.
Oh, I accidentally... and also go to our Discord because I hit the banner again.
Yes. Do you
Didn't
want
know
to know
that
the
works
size
like
of the tapestry you can buy, Coleman?
I do.
80 by 68 inches. Bigger than me. Get some of that in your life.
I'm fully expecting one day in that blurry background behind you, those reverberation softening
my wife's work.
those reverberation
house.
softening platforms behind you. I'm expecting them to be covered with your tapestry.
I'm so tempted to embrace chaos and order. That's like 2 meters by how much? 2 meters by 100. That is just stupid. Right. Okay. Right. I'm so buying one for my wife and not.
Maybe
telling
we
her
should
it's come to her
maybe
work.
we should send one to Tim. He could use it as a comforter.
He could use it
while
as
he's
a comforter.
poorly.
A dribble blanket is what he could use it for.
Mm.
I'm
Okay.
not sure. No, let's not go down that route.
Let's
Right,
get out of here.
We're going to go. Thank you so much for coming along and for listening to us once again. We really appreciate you downloading us, be it live or in a somewhat cached fashion in the form of a podcast. We'll hopefully be back next week or soon thereafter.
Yes.
We're keeping sending positive thoughts, love and good vibes to Tim. He's still a bit
We miss you,
poorly.
Tim.
Yeah, everyone send good, happy thoughts his way. But yeah, otherwise, that's pretty much it for us this week. And all that's really left me to do is to remind you that I have been Dan.
I have not thought of a silly thing to say at the end of this show, so I will say I have been Coleman.
Yeah, you have been Coleman.
Oh wait, I mean a big old PC.
Big
old fat PC.
Big old girthy PC. And until next time, dear listeners, toodle bye.
Ooh, banana.
2-meter tapestry.
Thing sucks.
I need new things. I'm getting bored of these buttons. There's one.
PlayStation.
That do anything for you?
That did. I like that. Still a banging tune, though.
I like that one.
Worst episode ever.
I concur.
What about this one? It's one of my favourites to this day. We were doing the choose your own adventure thing with Ed, and he gave me a list of sound effects he needed, and he didn't give me any context why, and it was things like a Pit Boy sound, which we have. Some of these we didn't even use, like a grapple hook that's in there somewhere. But he said I need the sound of a duck. So I don't know why I went toilet duck. It's the sound of toilet duck.
Bless him. What a horrible existence. Your only purpose in life is to be turned upside down and waterboarded in a toilet. Poor toilet duck.
Creepy latex rips as well.
That's probably to do with me, worryingly,
Oh.
I would say.
A Halo grapple hook.
If you can
We didn't
find
use
that
half
with
of
the
these
sound effect
sounds.
You just did, though. Do the gloves, then do that.
Wait a minute. Which way around? The hook first or
gloves
the
first, then the
latex?
grapple hook.
Yeah, it does work.
It's like extreme colonoscopy is what that is.
Richard Kirk, I see you. I'm sorry we missed that. That is such a good joke.
Oh, Travelatodon.
We see you.
I approve.
Where's the rim shot?
My name is Dan, and I approve this message.
Yes.
Right. I think we're going
thanks
to
for
have to
watching,
go
guys.
because I need to transmogrify into a taxi for Mrs. G. So.
Yes, and I need to edit this show once I
Yeah,
can
you
figure
do.
out where the
Thank you,
button is.
Coleman.
There we go. Thanks for watching, guys. We will have the high-quality version of this episode out tomorrow. Not high quality in quality, high quality in visual fidelity.
As in the polishing a turd.
Yes.
Fidelity of it.
Do you know what's really funny?
What?
Just realised I'm not recording my local, so this will be fun. Anyway, bye, guys.
Hey!